What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So how do the Republican candidates running for president, how do they feel about Social Security? Well, there was a debate last night, and I want to take a look at each candidate separately. So we're going to do right now, it's going to be Chris Christie, and then I'll do a follow-up video. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification because I'm going to do some follow-up videos. So I have 5 videos to do about how these candidates feel about Social Security. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. And so I'm going to play the clip right now. You're going to hear the reporter asking the question, and then Chris Christie will answer it, and then we'll have separate videos for some of the other answers. So here we go.
Americans could see their Social Security benefits drastically cut in the next decade because the program is running out of money. Former President Trump has said, quote, under no circumstances should Republicans cut entitlements. Governor Christie, first to you. You have proposed raising the retirement age for younger Americans. What would that age be specifically, and would you consider making any other reforms to Social Security?
Sure, and we have to deal with this problem. Now, look, if we raise the retirement age a few years for folks that are in their 30s and 40s, I have a son who's in the audience tonight who's 30 years old. If he can't adjust to a few-year increase in Social Security retirement age over the next 40 years, I got bigger problems with him than his Social Security payments. And the fact is, we need to be realistic about this. There are only 3 things that go into determining whether Social Security can be solvent or not: retirement age, eligibility for the program in general, and taxes. That's it. We are already.
Okay, so I want to correct him because he said there are 3 things. I would agree with the 3 things that he talked about. However, raising the full retirement age up is not enough to reform Social Security. We know that. And then the other thing he was talking about, the age requirements, that's still not going to be enough to reform Social Security. There's really only one way to reform Social Security. What is that? Raising taxes. And so that's what has to be done. He might not like to say that. Politicians don't like to raise taxes on people. But I think if you sit down with the American people and explain to them, look, this is where we are. This is where we need to be. We're going to have to raise taxes, even if it's a 1% or 2% raise of taxes on the payroll tax, which is not going to be that much. People really won't feel it that much, but at least they'll be able to look forward to retiring at 67. They don't have to postpone until 70 or whatever they want to do when it comes to raise the full retirement age. I think most people would buy into that. Even if you're 30 or 40, you would still buy into the fact, you know what? Yeah, raise it up 1% or 2%. I'm okay with that as long as I can retire at the same time, 67 instead of waiting 3 extra years. 3 extra years is a long time. Let's go ahead and continue.
Overtaxed in this country, and we should not raise those taxes. But on eligibility also, I don't know if out there tonight, and if you're watching Warren, I don't know if Warren Buffett is collecting Social Security, but if he is, shame on you. You shouldn't be taking the money. There are a lot of programs in this country that we all pay for that we don't get a direct benefit from. Food stamps is one of them. I've never, fortunately in my life, ever had me or my family on food stamps. But I'm glad it's there so that no one in this country goes to bed hungry at night if they have availability to that program. But I don't get a direct benefit. The fact is, on Social Security, remember why it was established. It was established as a safety net program to make sure that no one would grow old in this country in poverty. That's what we got to get back to. Rich people should not be collecting Social Security.
Governor, can you give me a specific age? 69, 70? What would the age be?
No, look, that's going to be a part of a negotiation with Congress, Kirsten. And hell, I'm not going to start negotiating until I get there.
All right, Ambassador.
Why not answer that question? You want to raise the full retirement age? Tell the public what you're planning to do. Where are we around? Is 69, 70? Is it 72? Like, how is he not going to answer that question? I do not understand, because that was he went around, he talked about all those different things, but the question was raising the full retirement age. Do you support that? And if so, what age? And he does all that talking and he doesn't answer the question. The question is, how old? We want to know. If this is something that you think needs to be done, tell us what the age is. And I will tell you that even if he says 70, that's not enough. That's not enough to reform Social Security. And not only is it not enough to reform Social Security, it's a cut to Social Security. They say about the commissioner, Social Security commissioner said it's like a 7% cut in benefits for every year that you raise it. So if you raise it up to 70, if it's 67 now and you raise it up to 70, that's 3 years. That's a 21% cut to Social Security benefits. And so these politicians don't want to come out and say that. But raising the full retirement age would be a cut to Social Security. Not only would it be a cut to Social Security, you have politicians like Chris Christie who are afraid to put a number out there. Why don't you let us know where you're coming from? If you're going to negotiate it, I understand that, but where are you starting from? Are you starting at 70? Are you starting at 69? So I want to know what you guys think about this, so let me know down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right over to Vivek Ramaswamy. He's going to be talking about Social Security. Should we raise that full retirement age up? Here we go.
Swamy, have you determined if you would touch entitlements in Social Security? What, if any, reforms are you looking at?
So this is really important right now. We're working within the last window I believe we will have to actually fix this problem while still leaving Social Security and Medicare benefits for current seniors intact. I'll tell you how. The other candidates assume, like Nikki, that it can't be done. And on her math, she's right about it. But her math assumes $7 trillion of our $33 trillion national debt going to fight wars like in places like Iraq and Afghanistan. Minus that, our national debt would be $26 trillion right now. Then you go to zero-based budgeting, which I've proposed as a CEO. It's how I've run businesses. It's how many CEOs run businesses. Don't use last year's budget as the baseline. Start with zero as the baseline and then ask what's actually necessary. 75% headcount reduction. Yes, that is severe. In the number of federal employees in the Washington, D.C. bureaucracy. Shut down redundant agencies that should not exist. Deliver economic growth as a positive tailwind. I think we can get to 3, 4, maybe even 5% GDP growth if we really take the regulatory shackles off of our economy. And against that backdrop, I believe this is our last best window to be able to take care of our national debt problem through those severe measures, including sacrificing the foreign wars that many bloodthirsty members of both parties have a hunger for. That's the one secret for how we're going to be able to do this, and that requires discipline. So we can't have the first conversation we were having, sending foreign aid willy-nilly to countries whose national debt per capita is less than ours.
Thank you,
but if
Mr.
we do this
Ramaswamy.
correctly, I think this is our last window, and it'll take a CEO from the next generation to do it.
Thank you very much. Senator.
Did he answer any question about Social Security? Amazing. He didn't answer one question. He didn't talk about the full retirement age. He didn't talk about how we can reform Social Security. He just talked about reforming different parts of government, not going to war, basically is what he's saying, because we spend $7 trillion in war. So if we stay out of war, then maybe we'll be okay when it comes to Social Security, I guess. I don't even know. I don't know where he was going with that. He was so far off that the reporter didn't even come back with him and say, well, the full retirement age, are you in favor of raising it? She didn't even, I mean, she she probably got just as lost as I was just listening to what he was saying. So obviously Vivek Ramaswamy doesn't have a plan when it comes to Social Security reform. And I guess he thinks that as long as we stay out of wars, like I said, as long as we stay out of wars, we'll have money for Social Security. That's pretty amazing. I mean, he would have done better to just repeat what Chris Christie said or what Nikki Haley said. He would have done better just to do that. So you know what, full retirement age, yeah, raise it, but I don't know what age we should raise it, and then just throw some other little things in there, because he completely, he's going to his experience as a CEO and saying that's the problem is right now with Social Security. Something needs to be done within 10 years. Most politicians at least have, kind of a basic idea of what's going on when it comes to Social Security. He could have even just started off by talking about the problem and talking about the fact that the trust funds will be running out of money in 10 years. He could have just gone with that and then talked about raising the full retirement age. Does he support it or not? He could have done that, and that would have been an answer. But he went on, and I don't know what he was talking about. Attacking Nikki Haley for the, going to war, $7 trillion. He was all over the place. So just understand what you're getting. I mean, when you hear politicians like this that have no real clue when it comes to Social Security, how do you think we're going to get to a place where they can reform Social Security if you have a politician that doesn't even know how to answer a simple question of raising the full retirement age? So let me know what you guys think down below. Were you as lost as I was? I mean, play it back again, and maybe there's something in there where he said something. I mean, he started with Social Security. He at least mentioned it, and then he just went off on to something completely different. So let me know. Did you guys see the same thing that I did? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll have videos of DeSantis and Tim Scott talking about Social Security later today. So make sure you guys tune in. Talk to you later.